Get passive FTP. So we do have a client that wants to get or put a file on an FTP server. I will give it a number here, 6.2. It's connecting to a FTP server, and this one has a number 2. So the first thing the client do is establish a control connection. So it's using it's going to port 21 on the server, which and it's using a higher port number, for example, like this, to establish a FTP control connection. It's using the typical SYN/ACK sequence to establish this connection. This control connection is used for giving commands, for example, the dir command to list the files, or other commands, a delete command to delete files, and so on. When the FTP client is downloading or uploading a file, it needs a data connection. With a passive connection, it's the server that says you can contact me on a higher port number. For example, it will send a package and it says you can connect to me on this higher port number. And this client with passive FTP knows that port and makes a new connection to this port. And this is called the FTP data connection. On this new connection, it can send or receive files in both directions. You see the difference between the active and the passive FTP is that the client always initiates the connections going outside, which is easier for firewall rules. That's passive FTP. So port 20 is not used. Passive FTP with the browser. So I use FTP from the browser. I do have to provide my username and password to log in to the FTP server. It will automatically use a pass-v, use a passive mode to transfer files. So I provide my password. And then I will upload a file to this directory. So I will take a small file here and then put this file in the FTP directory, this test file. So at that moment it's uploaded to the server. The things that happen, the same for active and passive FTP. It's making a control connection to port 21, and it's then from the moment I like to transfer a file, it's a little bit further on, you will see that the server itself here, it's requesting pass-v, passive, and then it's transferring a file. When it's transferring a file, you'll see that the FTP server is sending a passive port. It's sending 21,185 as a passive port. That's the port that the client needs to connect to. So you'll see here that for the data connection, the client connects to this higher port number, makes a connection, and that's the connection that it uses to transfer the files. That's a data connection. So with passive FTP, it's the client that initiates both connections, the control connection to port 21 and the data connection to a kind of random port the server provides to transfer data. That's passive FTP, commonly used.